We interrupt this program to bring you
this.
Cell Max has been activated!
Mix.
He is confirmed to be the Part 2 LR coming up for the TANABATA TDC 2026, July 13th. So basically the time that I've been saying is when he's going to be dropping. As of me recording this video, he will be dropping 2 days from now plus change. So exactly 50 hours from me recording. So by the time you're watching this, less than 2 days basically. But Cell Max is dropping. This is all that we were given right now for the little teaser. So you guys remember we made a video talking about their like ominous post that was very kaiju tokusatsu-esque, and it turns out that's exactly what it was referencing. The new kaiju is out and about, and that is Cell Max. So this video, we're just going to be doing some speculation as to what the character's category, maybe some stuff about his kit is going to be. We should be getting the full info later on tonight, because like I said before, if the release is on the 13th night, so 10 p.m. my time, so then that would be the day before the 12th going into the 13th would be the day to download, and then the day before that, the 11th going into the 12th, would be the info and the animations. So all we got was this. The animations will be tonight. We'll do a little like predictions here for it. I actually want to change some of my predictions. I think I made some stupid guesses before. I'd like to adjust it. Now, when it comes to the reception to this one, I think a lot of people have been feeling very mixed. I'm a little surprised to say I don't have much of a reaction to the animations because they kind of just seem like what they were supposed to be. I guess this is always going to be one of those tricky times where, like, coming off of a Dokkan original animation with crazy good stuff, you know, people are going to want more. Like after Beast Gohan, not even talking about the kit, just the animations for Beast Gohan, seeing anything short of that is a disappointment. And I think that's what's happening to Cell Max here. But the reason why I don't particularly have an opinion for or against the Cell Max animation is kind of just because it's a CGI, like it's a CGI movie. And I guess this is an opportunity for me to just say I'm not a fan of the Dragon Ball CGI. Like, I didn't like it in DBZ, in the Broly movie, when they switched from the hand-drawn to the CGI. But then the whole superhero movie, I know that some people will disagree, which is totally fine. This is my opinion. They'll say that they liked it. It's just because the whole movie was that CGI. But like, I would prefer it just be the hand-drawn version. That's just my opinion. So I think because of it being CGI, it just doesn't seem as lackluster as others may think or feel like it is. Also, we're not getting the full animation suite here. Like, we're just getting, I think it's just the two attacks, like the super and the ultra super. Definitely, like, we recognize this, right? This is when he punches Beast. Beast just stands there.
Is that all you've got?
Right? We haven't seen the active. The active, he's definitely going to be having that, what is that thing called? Like the eraser bomb or whatever, that like giant bluish, greenish, yellowish thing, negative energy attack that like he chucks at Beast when he uses a special beam cannon. We haven't seen that, so I don't know if we can necessarily judge all the way until we see it, but yeah, just let me know your first impressions for it. The chat when we were watching this live was a little mixed, but let's go ahead and talk about what this now means. So with Cell Max coming up, this obviously means that it is going to be continuing the villains upgrade tradition for 2026. We're going to be getting another big bad boss character. He is going to be featured on a double rates banner, which will also include Tech Broly. So two notable movie bosses, two of the best movie boss releases. Okay, hold on. Let me be careful here. Broly's definitely not as good as these two. Okay, no, that's fine. Yeah, two of the better movie boss releases in some time, LRs. This is obviously a better one than the Broly, but still. So I actually think it's going to look like it's going to look like a pretty good banner. Double rates with two prominent LRs on the same one. I would expect this guy will also. Oh wait, no, he won't. No, he won't. Is it only carnivals? Isn't it only carnivals for this? I think it is. Right? Let me see. Let's go back and let's find out. I think it was December. Okay, almost there. Almost there. Here we go. No. You can include, yeah. What am I saying? This guy's he's a yellow coin LR. So yeah, if they put Cellmax, Broly, and Cellmax, I think that would make for a pretty good banner lineup. Only if this guy gets an easy A. Now the thing is, unfortunately, since this guy is Cellmax, he's not going to be a differently named character. So you're gonna have to choose one or the other. So I think what's probably going to happen more often than not is that people are going to be running this new Cellmax as the friend lead, and this guy will be the main one that you use. So I really do hope that we still get an easy A for him. I know that it's early, and I completely agree. But with how things have been changing, with how things have been moving forward in terms of pace with Geppy, I can't put it past Geppy for him to drop an easy A like this. The main example for why we cannot no longer expect precedent to always be applied is simply because UI Goku Super Easy A. We got a category Super Easy A long before OG 90s got theirs. A bunch of older characters that deserve it got theirs, but they just blew the door wide open with precedent with that whole Super Easy A thing. So this dude, just because he's only 2 years old as opposed to 3, doesn't necessarily mean he's ruled out for an easy A. Plus, when you consider superhero, there's not too many other characters in superhero that would be eligible for it. I do hope that along with this, we do get the Dokkan Awakenings for the Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 free-to-play characters. I don't know if you guys remember that, but there are a couple of free-to-play... Actually, I think they released when the Cell Max came out. Or maybe it was the 2023 Orange Piccolo and Ultimate Gohan. Let's find those. These two free-to-play SSRs, these two right here, they were part of a story event, and they released... Oh, yeah, okay. So that was when Ultimate Gohan and Orange Piccolo came out. Since then, those guys have come back and had their easy A's. These guys still don't have any sort of Dokkan Awakening. So I'm actually kind of hoping that we get something with this. But going back to the Cell Max, he does not fit on the Metal Cooler lead. Some people might be hoping for something like that. So if this guy doesn't fit, then you can bet that the new Cell Max will also not. That could be a point against summoning for him. But he does fit Super Boss, and he does fit this. Now, this team has sort of been on the rise for a little while. Then they sort of stopped. This was a team that got a pretty big movement going back in, was it 2025? I think it was, right? Yeah. 2025, we got a bit of a push in terms of like artificial life forms and androids. We had Perfect Cell tournament participants earlier in the year. We had Android 16 later on. So actually, Android Cell Saga and just androids in general had some nice upgrades here and there. So this guy adding to it actually is going to make this team, I think, a little bit more relevant again. And I think people are going to come to appreciate this squad a bit more. This guy was very defense focused. So adding more defense to characters that are on the uncontrollable power and androids category, I think that this is actually going to bring this team back into the fray, which is pretty dope. Easy A's. I mean, double everything. Double everything. Loosen the purse strings on these damn restrictions. I think that's the biggest issue with Cellmax. Cellmax, and he loses guard. Keep his guard right here. Loosen the purse strings on the restrictions. It doesn't have to necessarily be artificial life forms or Super Boss. Super Boss, first of all, sucks. This is probably not going to... It's going to help Super Boss, but it's not going to transform the Super Boss category. We're still not at that point where a Super Boss team is necessarily like top tier or even just close to being run, right? Like if we... Here, let's try to put together Super Boss. So let's see. Super Boss right there, right? What is our new Super Boss setup going to be? So this guy's our lead. Okay. So then we'll have that guy be the... Oh, I can't. Okay. So let's have... We'll have the Rose be the other... What the hell? Oh. Friend lead right there. And then we'll throw in STR, Cellmax. We'll throw in Broly because Broly is now public domain. And then we're just kind of bringing in more Future Saga characters. And then we could bring in this. Okay, so we kind of have a squad, sort of. Like, yeah, it's not. This is not a squad, right? So we're going to take out probably like one of these boys, or probably Broly. Take out Broly. Throw in the other Cellmax. We'll just make this guy's the, like... This guy's the Cellmax, right? That's what our squad is kind of looking like now. It still is probably not going to be top tier yet. But you know what? We never know. It all depends on what this leader skill is. Maybe this guy will be the de facto lead. He will take over the leader spot. You run double Cellmax to lead the rotations. Now, all of a sudden, your formations are looking more like this. So pretend these are both the same new Cellmax, right? You've got Rose slot 2. So Rose can just start cooking with the... with the attack boosting, and then your slot 3s can be either future Saga characters just to give him more synergy, or just target redirection or whatever, just to make your team a little bit more robust. But the big bad boss connection will persist. So there's potential here. I forgot what the point of this whole thing was. Oh yeah, the super boss category is just like, it's still under construction. So this is a good step in that direction. And also it's going to be helping androids and artificial life forms. So this is a good release. I think people are going to be down on it, which is understandable. You know, people don't necessarily care about certain characters, which is totally fine. But I think that this is ultimately going to be a good move for some categories that need it. Let's finally talk about the kit, the leader skill. I think, was it here that I put it? Oh, I didn't even do it. Okay, well, let's do it here. So I think this was my prediction for part 1. Isn't that great? Reversible exchange, AGL, Beast Gohan, and Orange Piccolo. Man, me and my drugs. All right, so let's do this. All right, and let's come up with something. So this guy is going to be physical. It is going to be Cell Max. Where's my music? Music. Hello? Thank you. Okay. So we got Cell Max, physical. He is going to be uncontrollable power. How do you spell that? Uncontrollable power. Multiple power. I'm gonna say it's not gonna be Super Boss. Super Boss. No, it has to be. It has to be. Come on. It has to be Super Boss. Nah, forget it. Because like Rose is only a Super Boss lead, so this completely invalidates his leader skill, which I don't think they would do, but I want this guy to be the Super Boss lead so that I can run multiple Cell Maxes. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say it's gonna be Cell Max. So both of these, it's gonna be stats plus 220. We don't need the HP in here because it's not different, it's the same. So this is our leader skill, okay? This is our new prediction for part 2. All right. In terms of kit, I'm not going to go into specifics, but I am going to say active skill destroys worlds. Okay, his active skill is going to be the polar opposite of the other Cell Max. This Cell Max became our stalwart defender, right? 1000 defense, attack redirection. Cool. This Cell Max is going to be the opposite, and he's going to destroy. He is also going to have insane guarding or insane defense. So that means basically, I'm typing in the dark. I can't see my keyboard. Damage reduction and guard and dodge. Okay. Because dude is pretty nimble. And then on top of that, he's going to give fat boosts to Super Boss. These 3 components, I think, are going to be a part of his kit. Why? Because Super Boss needs it. Super Boss is garbage. Super Boss needs to be good. So this would be a very good step in making people want to run Super Boss. So it's going to be something like this. People often say when the character is a sleeper in terms of popularity, in terms of design or whatever, they end up actually being really, really good. And that's the understatement of the year. A lot of characters do stuff like that. Like Tao, for example. What are some other characters that people came to appreciate afterwards? Tech Metal Cooler, for example. Tech Metal Cooler, a lot of people were not too keen on picking up, mainly because of the banner, but he was sort of a sleeper because of that, and he's really good. So I would not be surprised if Cell Max gets something like this too. But then again, I'm getting all my hopes up here because of the fact that it's Cell Max. Who knows? Dokkan could pull a classic Dokkan and let us down. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows? This is my take. Ramble over. We will find the full kit info later on tonight, hopefully. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, obviously the like down below. Leave in the comments your thoughts on the Cell Max reveal. Are you guys excited? Are you looking forward to it? What are your final predictions on the type, the leader skill? What are some components of the character's kit that you are predicting will happen? Let this be your final record placing like prediction so that after we find out, you can come back here and roast yourself or roast me. Let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let you know when I see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.